Welcome to the virtual bus tour of the Riverina, the Society of Precision Agriculture Australia and Riverina Local Land Services, through funding provided by the Australian Government's National Land Care Program, are developing a series of videos focusing on farmers and their precision ag activities.
Here at Point Farms at Darlington Point, we've got approximately 1,500 hectares of irrigation, broadacre crops, which include cotton, corn and barley. And we've also got 100 hectare horticultural development here with the almonds. Because the rain doesn't fall at reliable times, everything's irrigation. So here in the almonds, it's drip irrigation on the newer development and sprinklers on the old, and the balance of the cropping is flood irrigation. Here with the almonds, we actually buy rootstock. So they're just a small plant, probably 500mm, 600mm tall. We try and source them locally. Everything's hand planted, but prior to that, we actually, with the GPS, we set up our lines for the planting, and then we also mark with a GPS where each tree is going to go. Within the almonds, we do rely heavily on herbicides, but we also occasionally do a cultivation or a disking, especially in the younger trees, just to remove any weeds. Pest-wise, it's only probably one insecticide spray for mites each year, and otherwise we allow the beneficial insects to control any other pests. So I guess one of the other challenges is pollination. So just having good bees during September when the crops are flowering, and we've got 3 varieties, so that we've got a longer timing for the bees to pollinate the trees. But sometimes you might get a weather event which shortens up or tightens up that pollination time, and therefore you may not get a good fruit set as you'd like. I see sustainability is very important, and part of that's efficiencies. So precision agriculture is probably going to help us attain or get some of those results. And it may be through efficient monitoring of irrigation, our nutrition, and also then managing where our yield comes from within the paddock. Keys to our success are essentially monitoring and timing. Ensure everything that has to be done is done on time, and that's where precision agriculture certainly does help, especially with the monitoring side, and just improves our data collection, our data management, and therefore our decision making. So we're in the almonds now, and for example, a season that might suit the almonds may not suit the cotton, but it might suit the corn. Or it might suit the corn, not suit the cotton, or suit vice versa. So we try and spread our risk. And in terms of succession planning, we are going through that planning process now of where the son has taken on more of the farming.
We've been collecting PA data for probably 3 out of the 4 years that we've been here in the orchard. The reason that we've started to adopt precision agriculture is try to make this farm run a lot more efficiently than what it already was. By improving those efficiencies and using equipment such as irrigation telemetry and aerial imagery, we're hoping to reduce the costs in labour, in irrigation infrastructure, water blowouts, all that sort of stuff. Some other PA that we're getting into is identifying tree losses within an orchard. Currently we have a number of people walking each row and counting each variety and how much we need to replant. By getting into plant establishment software, we're able to take aerial imagery of each block, and from that block we can identify how many trees are required to be replanted for each variety. We aim to process most of our own precision ag data here on farm between Matt Stott, James Hill and myself, but we do outsource a lot of our irrigation telemetry work. We work alongside Tom Dowling and Goanna Telemetry based in Goondiwindi. And also I've been dealing with Oliver Delves and the Deakin Uni based here in Griffith for a lot of our aerial imagery. We're starting to get into it ourselves, but obviously still proof of concept for a lot of this stuff that's out there needs to be sort of proven to us. So by having them on site and willing to offer support has been a great help for us. Productivity increases by using PA have been noticeable on the farm. Obviously we want to limit the amount of people we have walking around in the orchard from any day to day. So by aerial imaging and picking up leaks in any block, for instance, we've improved our efficiencies already. Anything that we need to, when it comes to replants and identifying how many trees need to be replanted, once again, by minimising labour, it's a big saving for us, and it obviously improves our efficiencies greatly. So to avoid overwatering, by utilising this irrigation telemetry, we've been able to reduce our water use, in some instances up to 2 or 3 megs. Having organisations like SPAA to give us not only the latest information, but probably more importantly the most relevant precision ag information out there, is a great tool to utilise. There's a lot of precision ag tools that you can use over many crops, and it is quite daunting. And just to have that broken down by an organisation like SPAA, and to find out what you can adopt on your farm, I think is, it's quite invaluable.
Precision Ag is bringing technology and innovation to the farmer and guiding you to farming success. To find out more about Precision Ag and its economic and environmental benefits, visit spaa.com.au.